Welcome to History Clips. I'm Mr. Hummel.
And I'm Mr. Bueller. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about America's westward expansion, where we move from the Atlantic Ocean, where we are filming this right now, all across America, past the mountain ranges, to the considerably more weird Pacific coast.
From sea to shining sea.
As Bane would say, with a lovely singing voice.
I'm tone deaf.
Hands across America, a human chain 4,000 miles long, ocean to ocean, coast to coast. It started with the music, and now it's your turn, and MTV can help put you there. Learn more about Hands Across America. Watch for further developments on MTV.
Before the American Revolutionary War, most colonials did not ever pass the Appalachian Mountains. It's not Appalachian, it's Appalachian. And this is because you have Native American tribes defending their territorial lands, as well as British law.
And also another reason is climbing up mountains is tough. Even for the Appalachian Hills, as I call them, which look kind of rolling and gentle and easy to go up, they're very difficult, especially when you have to try to move wagons and supplies over.
It looks like he's got traction.
Yeah, he's actually playing it pretty good right now.
But not for long.
Now, after the Revolutionary War, the colonists, who have now renamed themselves the Americans, have decided it is their mission to colonize and civilize this great continent.
And again, from my wonderful singing earlier of Sea to Shining Sea, this becomes known as Manifest Destiny.
It is your destiny. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son. Come with me. It is the only way.
Now, the first step in acquiring land past the Appalachians is the U.S. is going to buy the territory of Louisiana from the French Emperor Napoleon. Overnight, this is going to double America's territory size, and it only cost us $15 million.
This also secures the entire Mississippi River region for the United States, and that's going to be a big advantage for commerce. And with also the quote-unquote taking of Oregon and Washington by another explorer who's declared it for the United States, we have technically fulfilled that idea of Manifest Destiny from Sea to Shining Sea.
They remembered what I taught them.
Of course we did. We'll never forget you, Pocahontas.
Sacagawea.
Gesundheit.
Look! The Pacific Ocean!
We made it! We discovered the magnificent Pacific Northwest. I say we give this lovely land a name worthy of its beauty. Eugene, Oregon. And we owe it all to you. You're gonna get the greatest honor this country can bestow.
And today, Lewis's promise has been fulfilled.
What is that, a quarter? A Chuck E. Cheese token?
No, it's a Sacagawea dollar. You can trade it in at the bank for a real dollar. Huh?
President Jefferson decides that he wants to explore this new territory that he had just authorized purchasing. And he sends two men by the name of Lewis and Clark. On their long journey over 2 to 3 years, they sail up the Missouri River, head over mountains, all the way to the Pacific Ocean, and then come all the way back with the help of many Native American tribes. One thing they did do is give out coins, such like this one, that showed that they had been there, and also that the tribe was friendly to Americans.
It's been 2 years, so our brave explorers should be right about here. You morons!
Wait, that's my brother! Don't kill them! They're my friends! Oh, come on. Can't we at least have one pity scalp?
Ah, my brother-in-law. I haven't seen you since I killed all your buffalo. Water under the bridge, eh? Eh?
Don't forget the eyebrows.
Our next territorial purchase was in 1819, when America paid Spain a cool $5 million for Florida territory. So for $5 million, we paid for a giant swamp with mosquitoes the size of a Christmas ham, with a weird amusement park where spoiled princesses can live out their dreams.
Hello, Florida.
I'm not a state. I'm a monster.
After that, the United States also annexes Texas. Now, Texas separated itself from Mexico a little earlier and became its own country, but they decided to join up with the United States.
But that's a video for another time. Like and subscribe our U.S.-Mexican War video.
Hey!
I know there are a lot of details in history that are up for grabs, like what Jim Bowie was thinking about right before he died, or whether Davy Crockett surrendered, but these are the undisputed facts. In March of 1836, nearly 200 men volunteered so that Texas could become a republic. Even though they were undertrained, outnumbered, and completely surrounded, they fought on and died for what they believed in. And I've always found that inspiring.
For some weird reason, in 1846, America and Great Britain decided that the territory of Oregon was worth disputing. Eventually, America will win that dispute and, for some money, get the territory of Oregon. But part of that territory agreement, I would have added throwing all the hipsters into the sea.
I don't even eat donuts anymore.
Really?
Well, I eat like Dunkin' Donuts, but like ironically.
Right. Construction is destruction. Construction is destruction. Construction is destruction. Reading a blog about the evils of corporate America?
Oh, so true. Is that the new iPhone?
Yeah, it's incredible.
After the Texas annexation, there's a dispute over territory between the United States and Mexico, and a war occurs. And borders were finally decided upon between Mexico and America, and they will never ever be violated again.
We? Donkey, there's no we. There's no our. There's just me and my swamp. And the first thing I'm gonna do is build a 10-foot wall around my land.
And I will have Mexico pay for that wall.
At this point, America looks unstoppable when it comes to acquiring new lands.
Excuse me, Americans!
How did you know?
Now, as we're taking all this new land, we have to colonize it. You can't have control of land if none of your citizens live on it. But with new information of coal being found in Nevada and California, many people start flocking over towards it.
And the media is going to make it seem like finding gold was really easy. You just go to a river and you pull out a gold nugget.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you believe?
Yeah.
Can we just...
No.
In reality, very few people are going to become rich from finding gold.
My family is rich. We have gold, lots of gold. I'm prepared to give you lots of gold. Now go! Well, I don't have it here. Now go!
Now, this is not an easy trip. You're crossing over terrain that has very rarely been settled. Very few people have actually passed through it. And the terrain is dangerous. You have to deal with large animals that will be happy to eat you, like the grizzly bear. You have unfriendly native tribes that will be happy to kill you because you're on their land. And you also have to deal with disease, the cold in the mountains, and the heat and lack of water in the deserts.
Squidward, are you okay?
No!
Quick, jump inside our anti-sea bear circle before he comes back!
Yeah, sea bears often attack more than once.
Are you crazy? A dirt circle won't stop that monster! I'm running for my life!
Both experienced guides, assistance from friendly Native American tribes, and determination, these pioneers are going to settle across these new lands and form new states in America.
Oh, the rock. Oh, the pioneers used to ride these babies for miles, and it's in great shape.
SpongeBob! Will you forget the stupid pioneers? Have you ever noticed that there are none of them left? That's because they were lousy hitchhikers, ate coral, and took directions from algae. And now you're telling me they thought they could drive rocks?
And even though there was a lot of gold, most people don't find it. But what they're going to realize is that this new land is full of great land for crop growth. And the states and territories are going to make their money based on that economic purpose.
Oh, it's been a month.
anything grow?
Maybe it needs more fertilizer.
I'm only one man, Marge.
Well, it's probably just a bad growing season.
Hot diggity. It's up to her eye. Time to harvest, boys.
And some tribes fight back, like the Choctaw, the Cherokee. They actually try to use the federal courts to stop people from taking their land. The Seminole fight within their own land. Midwestern tribes like the Blackfoot, they also fight back in many, many Native American conflicts.
A disadvantage that the tribes face is they just can't compete with the industrial power of the United States. Their guns, a lot of their clothing now, their ammunition, it all comes from United States factories. And when they decide to rebel and fight against them, these factories say, well, fine, we're just not going to sell you any of this weaponry anymore.
In the 1840s, the United States gets the greatest deal ever. They buy Alaska for $7 million and a couple of old warships they were going to scrap anyway.
And this weekend only, take advantage of our special liquidation sale. Buy 9 spatulas, get the 10th one for just 1 penny.
And what makes the Alaska purchase such a great deal is, other than it being a huge amount of territory for a small amount of money, there's also tons of natural resources. There's gold, timber, furs. There's also oil there. You're going to need oil a lot for these factories and this industrial might that you're producing.
Happens to be resting on the richest unobtainium deposit within 200 clicks in any direction. I mean, look at all that cheddar.
And with all these natural resources, people still move to Alaska today for work in the oil rigs and also the timber industry.
Gotta get out of this town! Yeah, and go where? Where are we gonna go?
I'll tell you where. Someplace warm. A place where the beer flows like wine. Where beautiful women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. I'm talking about a little place called
Alaska.
The common people of Hawaii get upset with their leaders because they pass a couple laws that are against the whole sugar plantation growers. Some of them are Americans and some of them are Hawaiians. And when they rebel against these leaders, guess who gives them support? The Americans. And once the rebellion is over and the king and queen are crushed, the Americans go, oh, to keep the peace, we'll build a Navy base at Pearl Harbor. Sound a little familiar?
Nah. Probably nothing.